Welcome to A Life in the Word. My name is Pastor Emmanuel Renee. I have to my left.
Mr. Bazan.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Been talking about your words become a joy unto me and a delight to my heart. We're going to talk about today, you have forsaken me. We were talking about God changing his mind, not changing his mind against the people. Even if Moses and Samuel will come and intercede.
Yes,
There's
yes.
a point that there can be no intercessor when God's mind is made up.
That's good. Yes.
Nobody can
yes.
intercede for you because we have to really come and learn the time when it is time to make a transformation. Things, it's just like if pain happened in your body or, you have high blood pressure, there's a time to let you know you need to make a change.
Yes.
That, like the first stage of diabetic is maybe you make a change to reverse itself back. But when we ignore those points, then
Yes.
something even more begins
That's
to
good.
happen to our lives.
Yeah.
And that goes the same thing for any type of relationship, or that goes any type of relationship with God, our relationship with people.
Yes.
That we have to look at the things when somebody's saying, I don't like this, and I don't want this, and I don't want, so that we can maintain that relationship and grow from it.
Yes.
So now, I look at it right now, when we don't want to come and bring to transformation, it causes separation.
Yes, it does.
Not wanting to transform brings separation. Where God, at the first, if you look at it, is the first one who was initiating relationship.
Yes.
And he was like, I want that relationship. I want that relationship. And another thing, rejection will cause people to shun away.
Yes.
Where now, there's an old saying that says a thin line between love and hate. I don't know if you ever seen that movie with Martin.
Yes.
When things, the girl, start doing things crazy. So it's a
Yeah.
thin line between love and hate. Somebody can love you so much, but when rejection happens, they just turn completely away.
Yes, that's good.
It's something
That's
totally
true.
completely away from you. Because now in this situation, God did ask them to change and to love him and to serve him with all their heart, with all their
Yes.
mind. Now they come to a point, God said, well, what I asked you, I no longer want. I no longer desire that relationship with
That's
you.
good.
Marilyn Hickey used to say, yeah, 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 to the point that it turns you off.
Yes.
That you no longer want the things you used to want. You no longer desire
Yeah.
what you used to desire. And we think that God is not only God, but God has feelings, God has emotion, God have all these other
Yes.
things that
Amen.
don't think that we can do anything to God,
Yes.
and God won't have no feelings about it. Now, Jeremiah 15, verse 6, right? One of the problems that we can see God's problem, right? He said one thing, you have forsaken me.
Yes.
He said, thou hast forsaken me, right? Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord. You gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I'm weary and repenting. You see, God said, oh man, you got to, you got to hear this, right? He's saying this, right? The problem with it is you have forsaken me. How can you leave what's best for the worst?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
come on.
That's
How,
so true.
how can you
That's
leave
good.
best, the
Okay.
most greatest God that you
Yes,
can ever
yes,
have
yes.
for Baal or any other thing? How can you leave the presence of God for something less?
That's
And God
right.
said, you forsaken me. The problem I have with you is you left me.
Yes.
Right?
Amen.
You forsaken me, said the Lord. And look at this. Not only anytime, okay, man. Oh, praise God.
Speak.
Anytime you forsake God, you're going backwards.
Yeah.
Every time you
that's
walk
good.
away from the things of God, you're going backward.
That's good.
Every time you stop from praising God, you're going backward. Every time you stop from worshiping, you're going backward. Have you ever seen, right? I'm trying to bring it down to your lane. Please don't take off it. Like you've been with somebody, right? And you've been with somebody that's, good looking, loving, got money, stuff like that. And you're going to get somebody in the other line. It's going backward.
Yeah.
Or it's like getting a job. You had a $50,000. I know any job is better than no job.
Yes.
I understand that, but I'm just making a comparison. You have $100,000 job and you left it, but you didn't have to.
Wow.
You didn't have to leave it.
Yes.
You chose to leave it and went and got a job paying $20,000 a year. You just went backwards.
Yes. That's good. Wow.
Now, I'm not talking about if they fire you, then you get whatever job.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about you had the best. And with your own choices,
Yes.
you left the best to go backward. Now, you may say to yourself, well, you know, I didn't make that decision. Yeah. Not making the decision is making the decision.
Yes. Yes.
So you choosing to go backward. God said, you went backwards, therefore I will stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. He said, I'm tired of changing my mind, of repenting with you.
Yes.
I'm tired. Every time you do something, you say, I'm sorry. Okay, I forgive you. You do it again. I'm sorry. Okay, I forgive you. I'm sorry. Okay, I forgive you. I'm sorry. Look. Okay, enough is enough.
It's the truth.
You doing the same things over and over again.
Definitely.
So God just said to them, I'm tired of repenting concerning you. I'm tired of changing my
Yes,
mind
God.
on judging you. Because every time you say, I'm sorry, I forgive you. 1,000 times, I forgive you. 1,000,000 times, I forgive. 50 times,
Yes. Yes.
we don't know the capacity when somebody had enough.
Yes.
You can't
That's
measure
good.
it.
That's good.
Because everybody capacity for nonsense is different.
Yes.
So God is like, look, I'm sorry about repenting. I'm not
Yes.
repenting no more about you. I'm gonna do what I thought I'm gonna do about you. And look at this here. He said, and I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people since they return not from their ways. Now God said, you know, to me, it almost sounds like jealousy when somebody's jealous, you know, who used to love you.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's when somebody who used to love you and they all of a sudden that love turned to something else.
Yes. Yes.
That's the
yes.
worst thing you can ever
Yes.
have, man.
Amen.
Because the strength of that love also equals the strength of the judgment.
Yes.
Nobody, okay.
Either way.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Woo. He said, their widows are increased to me above the sand of the sea. I have brought upon them against the mother of the young man a spoiler at noonday. I have caused them to fall upon the son and terrors upon the city. She that hath borne 7 languishes, she hath given up the ghost. Her son is gone down while it was yet day. She hath been ashamed and confounded, and the residue of them will I deliver the sword before the enemy, saith the Lord. Woe is me, my mother, thou hast borne me a man of strife and a man of contention to the whole earth. I have neither lent or usury, nor man have lent to me on usury. Yet every one of them doth curse me. But this is Jeremiah talking. But I like 9 from that point to 9.
Yes.
God is talking. When I look at it, right, it's like when you used to love somebody and you go to a point of fury and jealousy, right?
Yeah.
The young kids call it you blacked out, right?
Yes.
And you start trashing everything. You love that person. You trash everything because of the heat of fury, of rejection, or how good I'm to you, and you done wrong, and you trash everything. You going crazy at that moment.
Yes. Yes.
And you kill everything. You destroy everything in that place, right?
Yeah.
And you have to understand, God is so much like, what more can I do to show my goodness to you and my mercy to you before
Yes,
you keep
Lord,
going
yes, Lord.
in the direction you're going?
Yes.
So now I have no other thing to draw you back, to let you know how good you headed. So I have to judge you, I have to deal with you.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, at that times when you are, when you get your mind back, you don't realize the damage you've done.
Yes. That's true. Yes.
It's like, whoa, I broke
Broke
everything.
up everything.
Woo! I love that, China. Lord
Yeah.
have mercy.
Did I do that?
Did I do that?
Yes.
But that's the kind of fury when you reject God's love and mercy, that judgment begin to show up.
Yes.
Because
God.
now, if you won't learn, right? If you won't learn the you know, from being transformed, how good it is, now you're gonna learn to judgment. And the funny thing is that Jeremiah is in between the love story.
In the midst.
You know that he's the guy in between the one who love him and the woman. You don't ever want to be in that, because the way they love each other and they're throwing blows, they're going crazy, and you right in the middle of it. Man, it's
It's a
crazy.
storm,
Ooh,
huh?
it's a storm. You right in the middle. Well, when you look at this part of this love story between God's love and judgment, because even in the midst of this judgment, it's only happening because he loved.
Yes.
Because there's rejection. But guess who's in the midst of it? Jeremiah. He's in the midst of the storm. And he confused. I'm in the midst of the storm, speaking to the God I love
Yes.
against the people I love. So I'm confused.
That's something right there.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Which way I go? So this is the confusion of the prophet. Who now it's about who do I side with?
Yes.
When I see the children dying, the mother dying,
Yes.
the land going astray. Not only that, but the people talking about me because I spoke it. And they saying this. And now God,
Yes.
shoot, so I'm
That's
right
hard.
smack
That's something.
in the midst of it all. The prophet is the middleman
Yes. Yes.
between God and the people.
Yes.
But guess what? The people don't see God.
No.
Guess who they see? The prophet.
Wow. That's something right there.
Yeah.
To be in the midst of a storm like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do? They love each other. He's acting out. God is going crazy because his love been rejected by his people.
Yes.
Those are his love. He love them.
Yes.
Now, there's a lot of trashing going on, and people being exiled, people dying.
Yeah.
A mixed emotion between Jeremiah and how he going to a land that he was born, he going through all the stuff, and between God and feeling all crazy. Maybe some of you have never been in that situation, but it can be crazy when two people you love can no longer
Yeah.
coexist.
Yes. Yes.
It's
It's
tough.
like, yeah. That's something right there.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's tough. I'm gonna stop right here.
Yes, Lord.
My name is Pastor Emmanuel Renee.
I'm Minister Bizanne.
We have one thing to say to you.
Jesus is Lord.
God bless you.